Well, good morning, everyone. Afternoon, whatever it may be for you out there in the world. Welcome aboard. We're flying with Mike today. Today, we are flying out of my home airport, MidAmerica Airport, Kblv. Also happen to work at it. And we're going to jet set our way to Sarasota, Florida. Good place for the snowbirds to head, but now the snowbirds are trying to come back, and St. Louis is still being quite finicky and not wanting to let up on winter yet. Hawker 125, welcome in. Yes, we're still doing the bus. Sorry, your Boeings can, well, they can fly anytime they want with you. And folks, I do recommend a new channel out there for you if you haven't seen it yet. I'll give you a link over to it as well. He just started up streaming, did a great job last night. Flight from Phoenix over to Cancun. Really good flight. I know we had some hiccups internally, not with the stream, but with himself, with the sim, so, and some of the pieces of the new computer he has, but did a great job. Welcome in, Mr. Rendon. How art thou? We're glad to see you up and running here. So, and another one that I highly recommend taking a look at, although I know streams aren't as often, but when he does, they're great. So y'all check those two out, will you? They do a great job out there. So let's hop up in the aircraft here. Yes, the A320 from Allegiant, the only airline right now at MidAmerica Airport, but we're in, to me at least, a special livery. And maybe to many of you, the organization Make-A-Wish on the back. Really great organization. They basically, if you're not familiar, they take the terminally ill children out there and make a wish come true. Sometimes it's not the wish they really want of the ailment that has them terminally, you know, ill, but it's amazing the smiles they put on their face. As I've told many in the past, I used to drive a truck. There is a huge truck jamboree that happens every year up in Davenport, Quad Cities, depends how you've heard of it, area of Iowa, right there on the Mississippi River. Town's called Walcott, biggest truck stop in the United States. They all come in. Big truck stop, jamboree. But they used to, back in the day when I drove, would take several Make-A-Wish children, make the wish come true, and drive them cross-country from Iowa to Reno, Nevada, and come in a parade. So it was really a neat thing. I never got a chance to do the convoy out, but I have been to the jamboree a few times, and folks, that is just amazing to see. One, close to, I'll bet, every bit of 1,000 to maybe even more. It's an amazing place to be. But then putting all those trucks out there, show trucks, brand new trucks coming from the factories, new designs and all. They're there. It's kind of the Detroit of the auto show world. It's kind of that for the trucking world. But anyway, that's where I came to know Make-A-Wish, and I think it's a fantastic organization in what they do. Not to take away from Shriners and what they do for the kids, as well as the St. Jude Hospital down in Memphis. So, welcome in, Original Big Mac. We're glad to have you aboard. Hope you're ready for a flight down to Florida. So, with all of that said, folks, let's get up into the office, get to work. All right, A320 time, folks. We're going to, we've got some of this setup. Was able to get in there, get it done a little early today. I was actually shocked. I was actually sitting here for a half hour, twiddling my thumbs, which is not normal. I'm usually scrambling to get up and rolling by 11 o'clock, and here I got rolling early. So, yeah, there's a lot to set up when I do streams, and, you know, I may go overboard. That's just me. So, but anyway, so we're, in the cockpit. We'll get to the loadout here in a minute. Let's head up to the overhead panel, get this sucker powered up, shall we? Now, watching a couple of real-world A320, or let me rephrase that, Airbus pilots, because I think, and they'd have to correct me, I think their type rating covers A319, 20, 21. But I don't know that, because I know there are still differences with each of the planes. But we're going to be in the A320, and what we've done is we're on the ground power right now. However, you can already tell the batteries are off. Now, they tell me they do that, or at least one did, that they do it in case the external power, which they do from time to time, cuts out. So now they're on batteries and they're draining while they're in between flights, because the same crew may not take the same plane on the next flight. So, so they turn the batteries off. So if that happens, the airplane just powers down. So, not a real world Airbus pilot, but I do get to play one on Twitch here. All right, so we just kicked the batteries over. Got the nav lights on, seatbelts, and no smoking I've got turned on so we can fuel. So let's head down to the bottom here and work our way up. So the parking brake's on, spoilers are down, flaps are up, engine masters are off, and the switch is in normal for now. We'll deal with the transponder and the radios here in a second. And there's making sure the throttles work. Landing gear is down, and because the batteries are on, 3 green are showing. Up to the top, the wipers are off, and we've got the batteries and external power on. Okay, so we are in a power-up situation. That's why I've got the nav lights on. Okay, I've got the overhead lights already set, so we're ready to go there. And I've also got the emergency lights armed. And I'm going to go ahead and set the strobes in auto, mainly so I don't forget to turn them on takeoff. So now it's time to head over to the EFB and get this sucker loaded up. I always do that. I should do it from this angle because it's a lot easier to see with Sim Toolkit. We're going to have a different format today. You'll see it here in a second. But basically, here is the beginning of our route. We're going to go direct Centralia, off to Pocket City, then down to Nashville. Otherwise, in the trucking world, called the Guitar. Let's see. We'll go ahead and pull that away now. All right. So loadout for today: 156 souls dare to fly with flying with Mike today. 13,404 kilograms on board, and you can see the zero fuel weight at 56,000 kilograms. 8,000 kilograms are going in the tanks, and cost index 53. So, gonna be hopefully a pretty decent flight. I believe we're scheduled in once in flight at 1 hour, so call it 2 hours. 1 hour 55 minutes to be exact, for those of you bean counters that like those numbers exact. So, all right, so with this information here, we can begin to fill in the loadout page here. Now, I'm having a hard time seeing it. Bear with me here. Let me see if I can't do both at the same time. Okay, we are on the fuel page. I'm going to do it this way, folks, because it's just so much easier for my eyes. Okay, we've already got 8,046 in there. Awesome. Click Set. Head over to Packs. 156. Perfect. I'm going to click Set there. Cargo, our 300 kilograms. Set. Now, for each of those items, in order to do what we want to do, we have to call for the fuel page, the fuel truck, open the doors, either in a gate or stair condition. Now, if you're at a terminal, obviously you're in the gate. Now, if you're set up with catering and all of that moving in and out in the specified time, make sure you set the right side of the aircraft up for gates. Otherwise, there'll be stairs sticking out of that truck. So, all right, so let's go ahead and close up the other side. Okay, and we'll leave the main door open for now. And we've got our cargo loaded, so let's go ahead and remove those guys. And we'll go ahead and remove the fuel truck since we're fueled. Now, the reason we went through and clicked Set on every one of these is up here. We want this to match what we've loaded. 8,046 pounds. Gross weight coming in. Hang on a second. Of course, I'm having a hard time with my smaller screens here. 64,292. Perfect. And here's what we should see: 27.5 CG, 29.20 fuel weight CG. We will see these numbers when we start working with the McDo. So let's click Set. And what that'll do is when we get the initial information in, we can pull the weights right into it. Okay? All right. Now, I told you we got a different format here for Sim Toolkit. Let's take a look at that different format. You'll see what I mean here. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to see the charts that would be coming up there. Oh, and it is just not showing anything. Yeah. All right, so we know not to show that on here. Let me see how Volanta shows it. Hang on a second. Wow, I just learned something today. The original Big Mac, thank you so much for those 2 gift subs. We sure appreciate it. It's Tira was one of them, as well as Orb505 also subscribed. So, folks, thank you so much for the gift subbing to It's Tira and Orb505. We sure appreciate you. Welcome aboard, all. Alright, so let me see if the map setting, not map, I want flight briefing. It may not. Oh, it is. Good deal. We'll switch format here. Away with that. On with this. Alright, so you can kind of see it there in the lower right. Here's the mapping. Here's the significant weather. We got a jet stream cutting us out of Atlanta. as well as some turbulence to the north of our route. We kind of be careful here around the Nashville area. Moving down, we get some winds aloft. We're going to be at 37,000. So here gives you an idea between these two maps of what we're going to be dealing with. Pretty much a straight crosswind for most of the route, folks. And then top to bottom, here's where it gets different. Okay, this area is all formatted differently, so let me show you why I went to this. Oh, I see why it's so hard now. Okay. Okay, so this part down here is just your normal. Well, this is actually the fuel, and then we get into the routing. But right here is why I got it. So the FMS initial load will be, there's our a reference point for the airport, our flight level, our temperature averaged, and the trope. We'll see that here in a second when we get to the all-important McDo programming. So those two numbers come into play now. We're going to really try and see if we can't use that one program to our advantage. I really wish I could. I don't know why it just will not work here. But, you know, it does, you know, that's the way some things go. So let's close out Volanta now and get back into the checklist so we can get rolling. Okay, so we've, let's get that APU fired up now. So up to the top we go again, and we'll do a fire check. Good tone, good lights. We got the fire warning, and all we're going to get down here is notification of the fire. Okay. Now, back up top, I already silenced it, that's why. We're going to do the start. And what we're looking for now is flap open. Takes a couple seconds. Okay, there it is. And then we're just going to simply click start. Come back down. And you can see all the numbers starting to build up. N1 and EGT, exhaust gas temperature. Oh, sorry, folks. It is a little time consuming. Again, Original Big Mac, thank you so much for the gift subs. We sure appreciate it. Okay, the APU is now available. So once that happens, we check our voltage and hertz. They all are within range of 110 to 116 volts. Come back up top. And we are going to first come off ground power. Come on the APU bleed. And we are now on internal power. So coming up this side, let's check our calls.
Yes, Captain. We are waiting for your instruction.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll do the CVR test, and all we're looking for is the tone. Okay. Can't clear these faults till this takes care of it. So we'll come up here, move these all to nav. We'll go to align, and then we're looking for on-bat. That way we know this will work if we lose the engine generators and the APU generator. Navigation will still run on the battery, and that checked good. Okay, now we'll come down. I've already got the strobes in auto, got the nav lights on number 1. I flew number 2 last night to Cancun. Wasn't streaming, my apology. Seatbelts and no smoking are on, and the emergency exit lights are armed. Landing elevation is at auto. Okay, coming up here, again, these faults are obvious because the engines themselves aren't running, so we'll turn the fuel pumps on. Coming back up, let's do an engine fire check. Okay, that looks good. Got our 2 warning lights here. Engine fire for number 1 there, and one other place right under the master switch. Okay. One last check. Okay, good lights, tone, good warning lights, good message, and light under number 2. So those are good too. Alright, so the fire check went well. Alright, so we'll come back down, going through here, turn these on as well, and bring it up to 12 o'clock. And the radio is on. In the middle, we want to make sure we have 3 green and the landing gear lever down. Anti-skid, nose wheel steering is on. Auto brakes for now off. Moving down. Make sure the radar is off again. And the PWS, which is wind shear. Our ADIRs, or I'm sorry, McDo's, or for you Boeing pilots, FMSs, are on. That's all we got to check right now. And then we set our frequencies. Since we'll be on VATSIM, first one we set is the Unicom channel for VATSIM of 122.8. Then I just set one that's fun, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over here, I set another Unicom channel just in case. There are times when you'll fly into places. The big one that I find it on is like Benguri. There is actually an airport close by whose ATIS is 122.8. So I change it to 122.95 when I come in. And for those not familiar, this is the International Mayday channel, emergency channel. Okay, we've already got our microphone on. Interesting, I don't remember turning that on. We'll take it though. And now we'll set the transponder to 2000. Now, to avoid conflicts with controllers saying you're not squawking mode C, the top switch here on the transponder unit, move it to on. And that'll immediately trigger you into mode C. They get real touchy-touchy when you're not in mode C. Okay, and just getting flight plan filed with them. We'll go as MAC 0572 per the regulations of the group I'm flying with. Oh wow, this is all filled in. Huh, interesting. There we go. Flight plan is filed. Okay, and we'll go ahead and connect. And you'll see it behind there on the screen connected. Alright, so we are, folks, to the point where we can load up the McDo. Transponder is on standby. And we'll go to all. That way it's covered for takeoff. Okay. So what I'm going to do is pop. Okay. Notice both of them are identical. If you ever need to get back to this page to say check when's the next, someone asks you, hey, when's the next AirNac update? And that means the information in the McDo for the fixes, the VORs, the NDBs, the airways, the approach, the arrivals, departures, all of that. That all updates once a month. The last one occurred on the 21st of April, a couple of days ago. Next one is due 19 May next month. So for now we're good, but just be mindful, 19 May is not far away. But if you do need to get back, you click Data, AC Status, boom, you're right back where you were. Okay, let's come back up to a better view, and actually I'm gonna come over here. All right, because we're gonna make sure data here is correct. All right, so first thing we do, verify our engine, which that's the only one that comes out of the box with Flight Factor. There is the Motivia mod out there. I'll let you all go and find that, who are interested in it, for the IAE engines and other things it provides. I just run this one because I kind of like the CFMs better. That's just my preference, folks. I can already hear the booing and hissing. Sorry, please keep the tomatoes and lettuce at bay. Alright, now I am going to go ahead and see what happens. Now I have a flight plan set up already inside here. Okay, SRQ. Boom, there it is. So let's click Insert. Now that just put everything that was on there to a point. Well, maybe. I'll take a look at the data again. Cost index, I don't think that's right. No, it's not. We'll get what's not right here in a second. Okay, so our flight number today, we'll go with AAY. What is it? 2532. That's the actual real world flight number that we take on that one on occasion. 2532. Okay. Cost index is 53. Cruise level 57. However, 37. Sorry, 370. It's diagonal. Negative 51. Could be 57 now. And our tropo is actually 34.5. Again, that could have updated, but not since put in. 9 degrees. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Oh, it is. I see it over there. SAT, TAT at 9. Okay. And we're going to come up here and click Initialize, Align, Confirm, and that gets the process going. Wind Request. Wind Request. Next phase. Okay, well, we'll go with it. I mean, that's fine. All right, so that put all of that in there. It's also, I'll just show it, put the flight plan in there. We'll come back to it, though, because we still got to do the runway. Okay, per the checklist, we're going to go on, I'm sorry, back to the INT page. We're going to go ahead and enter the weights. So what we do from the initialization page, INIT, in it, we click the left or right arrow. I'm sorry, right arrow. Click Weight Request. That does not look right. Okay, I knew it. There, we got it. That's why I like to be able to compare here. 56.2, that's correct. 29.2, that's correct. 8.0, that's correct. So now we're good. Now the GPS is aligned as well. Okay, now we go to perf. And My fun page that always gives me troubles. All right, let's give it a try. KCG shows 27.5. 1F will be air conditioning on. Okay, runway length. Well, I know it's 10,000. Let's see what they actually put in. 10,000. Okay. Heading, I believe, 136, 139. Okay. We're dry, and I believe it'll come in at 459. Okay. QNH. Inches of mercury. Today we are running at 3040. Temperature at 9er. Wind is 350 at 9. Another windy day here. It's gusty. 350 at 9. Okay. Oh, that's incorrect. So this is what it's telling us we should be putting in. And our page, this page should look like what they make. Now I know you guys can't see this, so I'm going to try and pull this in, the finished product. Good evening, or 505, welcome aboard. Bear with me a second here as I make sure the right page comes up. There we go. All right, browser. There we go. Okay, so now as you can see, this page, okay, we're wanting to match this page. So we're going to just fill it in. 134, 134, 141. And it will probably say check your data. Okay, now this stuff changed, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in. 1259er diagonal 259. Okay, we're going to flex. First off, we're going to go 1 diagonal 2P 0.2. Check your data, see? Clear, and it's going to say it again, 6.7. Okay, well, we're going to go with it, folks. Even though it says it's wrong, we're going to go with it. And real quick, so you can get a nice look at the flight today. Here's MidAmerica. We're going to be tracking, like I said, Centralia to Pocket City, which is Evansville, down to Nashville, through Atlanta, all the way down into just south of Tampa, just north of Fort Myers, Sarasota, Florida. Okay, and that, folks, takes care of the McDo. Oh, no, it does not. Helps to work the flight plan out, doesn't it? All right, so let's get over there and get that done. All right, so flight plan wise. That you all get it there. 3-2 right we're taking off on. So now we click F plan. Go to Kblv, click departure. 3-2 right. And we do not have anything that takes us to Centralia departure-wise, so we just put it in. Then clear up the discontinuity, because that's what we're going to be doing here. Okay, then we're going to scroll. You know what? Let's do it the easy way. Do two things at once. Okay, we'll move the nav selector to plan. That puts this in a view where we can simply step down or step through this by clicking up and checking our fixes out, and for any discontinuities. So far, so good. Okay. Pretty decent, folks. No discontinuities as of yet, but we are going to put the arrival and runway in, because I believe that's going to hold. So, runway 32. Tegan. We're going to be coming off Heaven. And then all we do is clear it up. All right, let's... Okay, something's not in here right. Hang on. Okay, why do I have this line? Hang on, we're going to go through here and figure out where I screwed up. Okay, at the same time, let's put charts up here. Just looking for this Christie. Krsty. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, that's way off us, so that's cool. Heaven is where we go. Okay. And what I did is I used the en route chart to find that from SimToolkit, or correction, Sky Vector. Okay, so Tegan. So Heaven. Okay, Clamp. Gulves. Avatar, Tegan, J-Bob, Alro, Mahar, should be Ivdo, Murdo, Zabo. Okay, hang on. Let me pull that chart up here real quick. 3-2 ILS to Zabo. Okay, there, and then can we clear it? That's where I think that line might be coming. And then Zabo. We'll worry about then. There. Okay, there, it's gone now. Okay, so that's where that line was the extension off of Murdo. We'll close that up. Actually, we'll probably be just turning onto it and coming in from Murdo. So as you can see, Zabo was right there. All right, so that takes care of all of that. Okay, let me put this back. Okay, and real quick, we're going to push out of gate 1 here. We're going to face towards the south, fire up, come out Kilo 4, down to Kilo 6, and take off 32 right, direct Centralia. So that's our departure brief, folks. Takeoff speeds are as follow: 134 for V1, 134 for rotate, 141 for V2. That's our clear 50-foot obstacle speed. Okay, let's get these guys over to VOR and VOR, and let's continue on down the checklist. Actually, let's pick it up from here. Okay, I don't know. Most of this is why I tried to skip. Okay, QNH, 3040. Temperature, we got mag, winds. Okay. Yeah, definitely a lot of this I don't know. Alright, so here we go. Cockpit door closed, locked, APU is on. Okay, oxygen test. Okay, so we're going to set constraint. Okay, real quick here while we're at it. So, FD is on. We're set for 3040, which is the current altimeter. Let me make sure nothing changed. It is still the same. We're on arc, and we're on 20 on the range. Coming across, we want to make sure the dots are in place on the speed and the heading. That puts us in auto. Speed manage mode is good. Altimeter is set. And our initial climb, let's see if it gives us one on this page. It does not. Okay. And ATIS, we won't pick up when we're on VATSIM. Tower, ground, they probably aren't up, and 25.2 is the departure for this sector of St. Louis approach. Okay, now let's do the exact same thing over here. So, coaster, VOR, VOR, arc, 20, and we're going to go all the way up, 37. If ATC comes on and tells us we can't, we can't. Again, our transition level is 18,000. Should have looked to see if that was a possibility. Checking here. I'm always trying to figure out why it won't work for me. The transition is always wrong. Hey, you don't put in the airport here. Huh. Oh well. Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, let me check to see if we are on the map. We are. Back 0572. Love to have you join in and fly with us, folks. Understand if you're working. Now, you know, that's something I never looked over here for. I'll have to talk with those guys and see if that's actually your overhead panel. Voice recorder, signs are on, APU is on. We're disconnected, and disconnect all ground. Okay. All right, folks, that gets us set up, making sure that I didn't miss anything. All right, let's get over to the EFB and service. Pull the ground power unit. And all right, the weather out of here. We're just following the checklist here, folks. So bear with me. I'm going to try to keep this readable. Actually, no, that's not going to work. I'm trying to find something easy to read it off to you. All right, well, it's not going to be one of those nice, easy things. All right, weather here is as of 1556 Zulu. That is just about an hour. It's got about 45 minutes old. Winds 350 at 9, gusts to 19. So we're going to have a wind off to our left, and it's going to be wanting to push. So we'll have to grab to keep runway heading, and then we'll go direct Centralia. Visibility 10 miles. We're clear skies. Temperature now 10 degrees. Dew point -2. Both are Celsius. Altimeter 3040, and no remarks that we need to be focusing on. Get up here, 3040. Still showing 9s. Okay, that's fine. We've got 8,046 on the fuel. You can verify that, folks. Go to the fuel page. There it is. APU's been on, that's why it's down a little bit. We are good. V1, again, 134. Rotate, 134. V2, 141. And if we lose an engine, we will assess the situation, bring it back around for 32 right until we get past Centralia, and then we'll begin to assess other airports. Okay, radios are set. Double checking no approaches or anything online, and they are not. Okay, we don't have a SID. Initial altitude, we're going straight for 37. Squawk code 2000. And let's get ready to fly with Mike, folks. Okay, up here, first thing I want to do, let's get better pushback on its way. Folks, if you
Ground
don't...
to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
If you don't have this utility, folks, I will say shame on you. It is free. Yeah, it's really expensive. It really tears into the bottom line of most simmers. It's free. So no excuses.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Okay. And once they get up here, get ready to go and situated, we'll turn the beacons on. There they come out. Also at this time, folks, make sure all the doors and jetways are closed and away.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. Welcome aboard, everyone, if you like what you're seeing. And it works for GA aircraft. Ah, very cool indeed there, Orb. Thank you. Welcome aboard. Click follow, folks. Love to have you come along on our next trip on Thursday. So yeah, welcome in. I did not know it worked on GA aircraft. I will have to give that a try here. I think Monday we're going to be, well, I know Monday night we'll be definitely flying GA, but maybe during the day as well.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, everything's away. Let's come down here. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, folks. Let's do this where I can read them. Doors, where are you? There you are. All the doors are closed. Slides are ready. Okay. I just want to make sure I don't have any of them selected. It does not look that way. All right, so beacons on. Unlike the Zebo that tells you they're ready to go, folks, we kind of take things for granted. Beacons on. ATC, we're cleared to push. Starting pushback.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay. Just okay, so we move the engine start switch to ignition. And we'll just push all the way back. And that way they can run their talk while we're doing this. Here, let me get you all the weather for MidAmerica. Oh, why do we have an error? Okay, maybe not. Okay, you can see the lineup here. We'll start 2 first, then 1. All right, we're just about pushed back. I'm going to go ahead and start up number 2. So all we do, folks, like I said, move the switch to ignition start. And then engine number 2 on.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay. And then we just watch the numbers building up. And today I'll make sure we get a light off. Okay, got a good start, it looks like, on number 2. It's available. Here, let me show you that. Yesterday we had troubles here, so I want to make sure our gens
Tow is
are good.
disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Oh, we plan to have fun up there. You have a great day. Thanks for flying with Mike. Okay, we'll go ahead, start up number 1. Valve open. N2 is dialing up, N1 is dialing up, and our EGT as well. Okay, valve just closed, and we are stabilizing. Engines available. Okay, and with that message, go back to normal, and APU bleed off, PU master off. Alright, I haven't done this. Let's see, status page. Normal. Left side, okay. Unload. Let's unload. Okay, clear. Speed brakes. That I do know. Okay, that's right here. Just pull them up till the white bar shows. Rudder test reset. We're going to just push that right here. I don't do that enough, folks. And set 1. Trim wheel. Nice thing about this, we've got up to. We go to F's to here. We can actually see our trim. Okay, there's up 2. And the pushback crew is there, and we're good to go. Alright, while we're here, let's do a control surface check before we move out. There's left, right, and we just want to make sure the stick centers. Okay. Alright, elevators. Yeah, I know. Neutral. Okay. Aileron. Really don't like these checklists because I always start with ailerons. Okay, and then what the next thing is what it's saying to do is in the center there. We hold. Let me get over here. It's a lot easier from this angle. And then we left. And this way you're not moving the nose gear. Don't know why it didn't do it, but yeah, we got a full. Okay. And go back to here and turn that off. Let's go max. Take off config. All we're doing, folks, is the test. Right there's the switch. Everything's green. We're ready to go. Okay, we'll get our taxi. Turn off and that. Alright, here we go. Max 10 knots through turns. brakes off. MidAmerica traffic, Mac Air 572, taxi to 32 right. Okay, brake check went good. TCAS, TARA. Out we go. Another on-time departure, folks. Okay, I know, first time. I can hear y'all go, oh, another? You rarely get out on time. Somebody's got to follow in the steps of some of these airlines. All right, but welcome in, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Love you to click follow so we can see you on future flights. I think Thursday, I'll check the schedule here. It is on the site there under the About. I believe it's Atlanta to Phoenix. Aircraft is kind of still to be determined, but I think I have down the 767. So, speaking of following, in, what's this, Iron Condor Simulations. Welcome aboard. Thanks for the follow. We sure appreciate you. Thank you so much, each and every one of you that follow us, and we hope you enjoy. Hello, how are you, sir? Well, so far so good. Hopefully today's stream won't end as yesterday's stream did with a 1,200 foot a minute landing. Yeah. The good thing is the Airbus does keep your speed up, and I think I let mine drop and just didn't give it enough. Right, we're starting to pick up some good speed. I didn't know we had a hill here downhill. Huh. Check that tomorrow. Oh, but welcome in. Hope you have a great time. While I'm thinking about it, let's head on over and grab that schedule real quick. Okay, yeah, it is the Atlanta to Phoenix, and it is scheduled in the 767, although I've been waffling about putting the 727 back in. I don't know. But definitely gonna, to be a fun flight, 3-hour flight, almost 4, to Phoenix. Place I haven't been until yesterday night in a long time. So it was fun last night. With Hawker 125, flew over to Cancun from there. All right, let's line up here. Do a quick double check of our checklists. All right, before takeoff, okay. Let's get in the cockpit here if we can. And thought there were checklists here. Auto brakes max, takeoff config. Okay, we got all that. Good. Next. All right, weather radar. Okay, let's get that turned on. Do we have a dial up? Mode selectors normal. Transponder is TARA. Rain radar we don't have. All right, overhead controls. Position light strobe. Get that turned on. We'll get the landing lights, the nose lights, seat belts. Okay. I think we'll leave the packs on. All right, here we go. MidAmerica traffic, Mac Air 572 departing runway 32 right, direct Centralia. Okay, here we go. Okay, everything's set. Green. Hang on, we'll get lined up, clear that message off the FMC. Okay, lined up and waiting. All right, let's get down here. We'll push this out to 40. Pull this one up real quick. Clear. Clear. 836 looks good. 134, 134, 141. All good on the 8 cars. Here we go, folks. Lights on. $50. Let's go to flex. There's 80 knots. Positive rate gears coming up.
V2.
Okay. I don't turn the chronometer on.
Gear up. Okay, we are airborne.
Alright, we're just having all kinds of fun here, folks, trying to get this girl to go to Centralia. Okay, well let's keep an eyeball out for it. Speed brakes we can disarm. Flaps are up. We'll keep the lights on to 10,000, isn't hurting anything. Okay, let's see if she'll track to Centralia now. Love when it does that to me.
Okay, 1,000 feet.
Okay, and there go the lights off. And we're not going to worry about those. We're not going to worry about these. Okay, and tilt one down. Go. All right, and we don't need to worry about descent as we're still climbing. All right, folks, we're airborne. I do appreciate the applause on the takeoff. Sorry it took me a while. Hawker. See, I told you you liked the Airbus. All right, so let's clear some stuff off here. Okay, and we're on our way. I'll keep that up there for y'all. Zoom it in a little. Well, you can kind of see where we are along the track. But for now, folks, we are on the way. It's a nice clear day here in Illinois. Get another one. We're rolling by Carlisle Lake out here, folks. All right. Centralia should be coming up here shortly. Here we got a VTAR finally out of the place, 290 at 8. So, you know, the winds were a little all over the place, 12 degrees though on the temperature. So at least we're, you know, solidly into the 60s now here Fahrenheit. Barometric pressure still 3040. And, well folks, it just looks like another pretty day.
18,000 feet.
Somebody's coming in and the dog is going nuts. Don't know if you can hear that little dog bark in the background. Oh. And there's the town of Centralia below us. So off we go now to Evansville, then over to Nashville, and on our way out of here to Sarasota. This much I do know about Sarasota at the moment. The weather down there is warmer, obviously. However, they got a north wind like we do today. So, you know, it could be cooler, a little cooler down there than you would expect, but it's going to definitely be warmer than up here. So, yeah, he's a 140-pound Shepherd Mastiff mix. So, I better put Shepherd Massive mix. No, he's actually more Shepherd than Mastiff, so just a bigger version of a German Shepherd. All right, folks, the counter says an hour and 35 minutes, so enjoy the ride. Oh. I'll bet you, yep, that's this dog too, there, Orb. And the thing is, we came from a house with all carpeting to a house with majority of wood floors. You can hear him coming a mile away. Click, 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 click. Yeah, and if he steps on your toe, yeah. I don't know if your Malamute is the same as our Shepherd mix here. They're so big, they sometimes don't know their own size. So it's quite funny to watch him sometimes think he can play with the little dogs and get into their little spaces. Or get around some corners. Just little dogs can only do. It is quite funny to watch sometimes. Labrador. Ooh. Very nice. Oh yeah. All right, let's get Volanta into the mix here. So that way you can all see how we're tracking here and see how ATC is as well. As you can see, Evansville is right ahead of us. And we're going to track, well, this side of Atlanta. Right in between Birmingham and Atlanta. So either way, if that center comes up, we'll be in it, but still. Alright, so there we go, folks. Over, well, almost over. as we show off the big logo on the plane, Make a Wish. Yep, just a gorgeous day here over Indiana now. Man. I don't know what he's barking about. Unless I missed something coming up to the house. He just wants to get on the stream. That's what it is. I don't know what he's woof and woof. Dogs kind of crack me up. Alright folks, bear with me here. I'm going to take a quick break to hit the lav, and then I'll be right back. Alright folks, we're back with you. Sorry for that break there. If the music is too loud, too soft, let me know. We'll bring it up. But we are slowly, if not reaching top of climb. Alright, let's punch that to standard. Get that wing light turned off. Okay, now let me show you something here. Notice there's two positions for the nav logo. It's not meaning nav here, logo here. It's actually two sets of red-green lights out on the tips. You have 1 and 2. So when you do your walk around, if you notice, which if it's out, you can't fly without those position lights. But if you have the guy in the cockpit switch to the other one, if it comes on, you're cleared to go. No MEL. No restrictive flying. Okay. Okay, so looking up here at the clock, we got about an hour and 25 or so minutes to go. Let's go ahead and get rid of the AI traffic. And let's take a look here. I can pretty well tell got a contrail yet. We're crabbing pretty hard, folks. I'll show you how you can tell real easy. Sometimes you can tell right here. See how she's coming across the sky? It looks like kind of sideways. She's crabbing to keep the heading or the course that we want it on. So the aircraft is actually turning to be able to stay on that course and not be blown side to side. Sometimes you can really see it from the outside, but from the inside, here's the track we're wanting to do, and look at the airplane facing pretty much 165-ish, and the course is 156, so it tells you we're crabbing pretty good here. The estimated winds when we departed, .261 at, well, I know they weren't at 200. Come on, folks. 271 at 45, and that was as of 1403 Zulu. So, yeah, they're pretty intense. We do have a jet stream as we go through here. We can show that again. You look down there at the Volanta screen, we're going up to 37, so either of these two charts you can use and you can see it's pretty brisk out of the west. 50, 60, around 60 knots at 39, a little more lower, but not much. So, welcome in. I hope you all enjoy the stream, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. And for those of you subscribed, oh, we're getting ready to go through Memphis airspace. Let me make sure I haven't been reached out, contacted. I have not. Anyway, for those of you hearing me now, thank you for the subscribes. We sure appreciate you. Thank you, Original Big Mac, for the 2 gift subs given out a little earlier in the flight. Hope y'all enjoy the commercial-free, or otherwise known as ad-free viewing. Okay, we're about to level off. Just kind of easing into flight level 370. All right, there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached our cruise altitude today. Seatbelt sign is coming off. But we do advise that you keep your seatbelt fastened while you're in your seat, just in case we hit that turbulence we're not foreseeing for your own safety. But don't gather around the labs and enjoy the fine service our flight attendants are providing, but remember they are here for your safety. Again, thanks for flying with Mike and have a great day. Just cruising over Kentucky, Tennessee, and hopes of finding Sarasota here within the hour. I just received an email here from xplane.org about the CRJ 900. Looks like it's available if you're all into the CRJ and flying that. Overall, just a quick glance at it, looks pretty good, folks. Not dug into it, not read any details on it or anything, but looks good. Now, I was digging into the details on the new Thronda Caravan, and, you know, I don't know if it's what it is, but I think my Coronado looks better. I can't guarantee the performance is any better, and that I know it's not, but I just was not impressed with the cockpit layout. Looked like the anti-ice systems were barely modeled. Maybe I just had a very poor view of the cockpit in the screenshot I was looking at, but I was just not impressed. So for now, The GA flight that I have planned for Monday night will probably be in the Coronado caravan for X-Plane. And I don't fly the G1001, folks. I fly the, you know, the gauge. I have gauges. And, yeah, I know the caravan, you can do the updates and all. And, I don't know. It really did not help sell me on it. Matter of fact, it kind of swayed me away from it. So, anyway, I know there's some people out there that fly it. You can tell me I'm seeing something wrong, but it just doesn't look like the quality that we get in other aircraft. So, I would really love for a well-done caravan, performance and cockpit. Coronado comes so close, but yet falls away. But it's right now, to me, still seems to be the only dog that, seems halfway decent. And I know Thronda is known for some phenomenal products. So, may have to be you, the users, that sell me on getting it, not what I've seen in screenshots. And there is Nashville's airport below us. That's kind of I've been into that a couple times on the sim. That's kind of an interesting airport. They have to do it again here soon. So. But yeah, it was, I think it was Allegiant. I flew it in under these colors. It's just quite unique. I have flown, I think, one cargo flight into it. Not sure, though, but not streaming. Let's see what else we got out here. Ontario International Airport was released a couple weeks ago. Matter of fact, I think a month or two ago. And that's in the email I just got, as well as Sydney, Dubai also, and Seward. I may have to look at that one. Only reason being, about 10 years ago, we took a cruise up in Alaska. Got on, flew into Anchorage, took the train from Anchorage down to Seward. Oh my goodness, folks. Even though it was a Alaska weather day, just crappy, like crappy, and more crappy following it, still beautiful through those mountains. Oh my gosh, and glaciers. I mean, I think it's called Moose Pass. Wow. What was funny is the conductor, I think it was, or whoever on the car, if you look off to the left, you can see some moose. Folks, these moose had to have been at least a mile away. I didn't see any. So obviously they're, they know where to find them and all of that, but it was neat. We went by a nice lake that did float plane training. For those of us that like to fly on the water, that's what I always wanted to do when I flew private, was get my float license also, but it never happened. But then we came into Seward, and the train stops just short of this big long pier where the cruise ship comes in. It's where the old fishing vessels would come in. and cargo, offload, unload in that little port area they have. But just over to the east of there is the little airport of Seward. It's a neat little airport, folks. I mean, granted, you're only going to see Caravans. You may get a Herc in there every now and then from First Air, or maybe a DC-6 from NAC Northern Alaska, I think it was. Anyway, but yeah, it's about a 6,000 foot runway. You're not going to see Alaska Airways or airlines in there, or anything like that. But it was really neat. The whole trip was really neat. So, but yeah, I may have to check that scenery out. But yeah, there's some interesting things there. And I also got an email here a day or two ago from FlightSim.com. For those of you over there in the Musfuss world of Flight Sim 2020, it looks like they got a DC-3 for y'all. And just looking through here, it looks like the Twin Otter has made its arrival there. Well, actually, I know it's been there quite a while. Spy Flight's been flying it quite a bit, plus the Concorde. And of course, the Kodiak has really come alive. So I know a lot of people flying that. And of course, the big news, I guess PMDG finally dumped the 737 on y'all, and as with the MD-11 for X-Plane, problem laden, I've heard. I don't know. Don't shoot me, folks. I'm just going by what I've heard, which that's truly, I mean, it was truly disgusting with the MD-11 to hear that, even though I'm not a fan of that plane, that they couldn't release it with that long of build time. Flyable. Now, I don't know if the PMDG was not flyable, but I've heard there have been problems. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just those guys over at Airbus ruffling feathers. But, yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, finally nice to see the plane that... that's the reason I bought the new computer, to come over to MS-2000 2020, was PMDG, and it took how long? And then to hear what I've heard, oh my goodness. I'm so glad I just either stuck with FSX, yeah, I know, I just cussed at a lot of people, and X-Plane. It's very disheartened with the Microsoft world. About as disheartened as I was back in 2008 when they fired all of the gaming folks at Microsoft the way they did. So, X-Plane 12, we hope for the best. What else did I see in that email? Get past that PMDG. Vertical Sims has Myrtle Beach out there for those of you wanting to fly in it. Oh, there's a great airplane, the Widget. Prelude to the famed Goose that was always a Microsoft product. Wow, the widgets out there is for. Oh, flight simulator. So, interesting stuff out there, folks. Also, if you got the email from NavGraph, and I'm gonna test it out here soon, folks, just to let you know. Expect it here soon. Supposedly, RNIP was incorporated into their downloads. So this cycle, we should be able to fly RNIP approaches. The charts are updated, the nav systems are updated, which I thought I was flying RNIP on some of these, but I guess I wasn't. So we're gonna try our best to find some good ones to try it out. Paro is good place for an RNIP approach. The easiest one is Reagan, and another new one that I didn't know about, Queenstown, New Zealand, I think it is. I think that has a good RNIP on it, so may have to go test this out and see what it's like. So 1 second, folks. All right, and the 140-pound massive Shepherd is on his way out for a walk. But anyway, yeah, we're going to try these RNIP approaches, folks, and see. I got to do some more research as to what NavGraph was getting. I just kind of hit the highlights at work a couple days ago with it. But yeah, I am gonna get in there and see if we can't shoot a couple. Like I said, I do know Reagan, the famed rivers approach. Like I said, Queenstown, something New Zealand, down on the southern end of it, of the bigger island. There's a good RNIP on it. And of course, everyone knows Paro, the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous approaches out there right now. That is a, folks, if you're looking for a challenge, that is the approach for you. Another one that a V1 Sim has been flying to here for a while, SPEC'S, no, I think I got it wrong. It's in Colombia. Bear with me here. SKSP, I think, maybe. I want to fly that one too. Yeah, SKPS, Pasto, Antonio Airport. We're working our way. Yesterday we ended up in Cubacá, Brazil. So we'll kind of make a turn here and maybe head up to, well, we'll find a place to head up to that takes airliners, and then working our way that way. Another airport that I liked a lot flying to was in South America, and it happens to be the highest international airport out there. The key word there, international. Now I know there are some even higher than 13,000 MSL. Yeah, you heard me say it, folks. The airport itself is at 13,000 MSL. And 100,000, I think, people live there. So totally mind-blowing. In the thinner air, that many people live there. And even higher in Mongolia. But I am going to be aiming the plane there here soon. It's a tough airport to find. Only because there's another one that'll fool you real quick if you're not careful. So, but yeah, those are some ideas floating around here for upcoming flights. Any ideas you all have, feel free to put them in. All right, sir. Lurk away, no problem. We'll see you when you get back. Good luck with the appointments. So, but anyway, folks, that kind of brings us up to date with what's new in the flight simming world, as we're cutting across in between Birmingham and Alabama, right? And Birmingham and Alabama, pretty tough to cut through in between that. They're in the state. We've got now just over an hour to Sarasota, so we will kind of look at this arrival here in due time. Let's get let's see where we are. There's Atlanta. Let's get south of Atlanta before we get get mired in the approach. Let's make sure. Shocked Memphis didn't want to talk to us. That's fine. So we'll just kind of keep cruising along here, folks. Let you all kind of unwind from your day out there in the European side of the world, and let the music kind of help those of us here on this side of the pond get through our day. We'll see you when you get back. About an hour to go. Just take your time, enjoy the time. All right, back out of the ad there. Welcome back, folks. To enjoy the stream ad-free, all you gotta do is click subscribe. If you got a Prime subscription, it goes free. Otherwise, just a small amount of money, but I understand, and that's not required here, folks. Just so you know, it's not required to subscribe, and it's really not required that you follow. But it's free. It allows you to, come in here, get some extra emotes, and more importantly, you get free additional emails coming from us to let you know what our next flight is when we go live. So thank you for the almost 180 people have followed us. Amazing, isn't that? I never would have ever guessed that year and a half ago when I started. Never in my wildest imagination would I think I'd see triple digits. Heck, I didn't even think I'd see double digits for the most part. Thank you so much, folks. That just is, it's downright humbling to see that, and it just blows me away. And I will try to oblige and make a halfway decent landing here in Sarasota. But to those who subscribed or have given gift subscriptions, thank you so much. Just know that we're going to be using that money to either increase the different types of aircraft we fly, or try to increase what we can do on the stream itself. All right, looking ahead, we are right at the 1 hour mark. So let's see here. This would be a good time. Yeah, well, we're just getting around the Atlanta area, so yeah. Let's go ahead. Get set up for the arrival brief. Kind of walk ourselves through this RNAV approach. Okay. We're going to be flying the, actually they got it all down here, Sarasota, Bradenton Airport in Florida, the Tegan 3 RNAV, yeah, no, it's sideways, folks, for runways 14 and 32. We're planning runway 14 or 32. Okay, now reading the directions up here, it's from Tegan, which is right here. We track 167 to Jabab, to Alro, to Bayar. From Bayar, we go to Fivdo, then on to Murdo, and then on a heading of 228. We do vectors to the approach into runway 32 there. Pretty simple, easy approach. ATIS, if we're able to tune it in, 124, 375. I really hate when they do this. Airport elevations right here, folks, 30. I really, why they can't just put that up at the top. Altitude is set in inches of mercury, so anything that would tell us altitude, restrictions will be in inches of mercury on the altimeter settings. Transition 18,000. Now for this, we need DME IRUs. Got 3 of them, and or a GPS. Radars required. Jet turboprops only, and Christie, however you want to say that, ATC only assigns you to that, which we could have been veered that way to turn back, but we're going straight to what I call heaven. I don't know if it's heaven below there, but that's the way I pronounce that. As I look at this chart, folks, I don't have any altitude or speed restrictions from this standpoint, so that's really a good thing. I don't see anything in the verbiage right here telling us that we have to be at certain altitudes. However, when we go to the ILS for runway 32, we then start to see it. Okay, remember, we're going to be coming down over here, turning in at Zabco. Alright, and then coming up to Ringy, which is this mark right here. 1,800 feet there, 1,800 feet. So from Ringy to Zabku, we got a at or above 1,800 feet. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go back up here. Kind of zoom it out a little. Build the page. Here's your approach frequencies. All the frequencies we may run into. Sarasota Tower more than likely won't be on, nor will ground, but we might pop approach. But it may not be that frequency. It may actually be up to Tampa, which could be different. Okay, so, but the next line, that's what we focus on. Okay, it's ISRQ for the identifier, for runway 32's ILS 109.7. Final approach course 319. Now the good thing is when you set this up, it's automatically tuned in. Okay, so it'll automatically tune as we get there. We'll verify, but it automatically tunes. Now Ringy, which is right here at the 6.8 DME from Sarasota's Vortec, we have to be at 1,800 feet non-glide slope. Okay, and I'll show how you can tell that real quick. Is the treasure, what I like to call the X that marks the spot on the treasure map. If it's there, at 1,800 feet and on glide slope. Otherwise, it's missed approach. So, and the missed approach is right below. But anyway, the decision altitude and height. Okay, airport elevation's 30 feet. We determined that off the last chart. The touchdown zone is 3 feet below that, 27 feet. So a little bit uphill on that. Nothing major. So, we'll be setting to 27 as our MDA, minimum descent height, altitude. Or we could set the AGL 200. Either one does exactly the same number. Okay? I'll let you all get enamored in the missed approach procedure. Pretty simple. We're going to climb to 1,000 and make a right turn, continuing up to 3,000 to intercept the 030 radial off of Sarasota to Paris. And 8 hours later, we should be over the Eiffel Tower. Oh, wrong Paris. Sorry, folks. Alright, and again, altitudes are in inches of mercury. 18,000's our transition. DME or radar is required. Autopilot autopilot coupled approach not authorized below 840 feet. Meaning you're going to hand fly. And we can, it's not dark enough. Darn it. I'm going to get to one of these one day where I can see if I can control the lights. I always wanted to try that next plane. Okay, here is the horizontal or way of how this approach looks. Again, we're coming down to Zapco, turning in. So we'll come down, intercept the localizer, heading down to 1,800 feet. We'll get our speeds here momentarily, but I'm going to guess around 140, 150 is our approach. I'm going to ballpark at 800 feet a minute, and it could be as low as 750 feet. From Ringy to the missed approach, we're probably looking at about 2 minutes, 19 seconds to 2 minutes and 10 seconds or thereabouts. Again, we're kind of guesstimating here, folks, because we don't have a 150. Okay, we've got a Balzer lighting system. May or may not see it, folks. The weather does not look that bad there, so shouldn't have any kind of problem seeing, but the Pappies will be on the left side, if modeled. And there's how the missed approach looks. Next up here is the minimums. If we have a full, or everything's working, that is the approach lights, all of our nav radios, all of that good stuff's working. Half-mile visibility. If we lose the approach light systems, but we have everything else, we're up to 3/4 of the mile. All of this is right here when the tower is operating. So obviously the tower closes there. So now if the localizer or glide slope is out, look what happens. minimum descent altitude goes up, and if you lose approach lighting system on top of that, it even goes higher. So right now it looks like as long as the VTAR says no broken, no overcast condition, 227 be 02002, then we got to find out what it's actually at. At 002, we can't go in, folks. And if it's below a half mile, we can't go in. It doesn't have an RVR, so if there is one there, it's not telling us that here. So that takes care of the charts, folks. We'll come back and look at this and more when we get to where we're putting in the speeds and all. Okay, and we're getting south of the Atlanta area, it looks like. And still no centers online. That's a little unusual. And Memphis Center, thank you. Never got a call to call you, so thank you so much. Oh, excuse me, folks, with a sniffle there. Weather's been bouncing all over the place here. Just a couple days ago, we were either just hit 80 or very close to it. We haven't hit 80, but that would have been the first day. So a little cooler than normal, which I'm not complaining, but except when I'm up at the terminal working and it gets a little cold. Looking up at the clock, 45 minutes to go. Let's see what inside the plane is showing us. Okay, we're 260 miles out from top of descent. And according to this one, we're 389 miles from the field. So, and folks, we do have runway 32 put in there. I think, just want to make sure I didn't. Here, the perfect page. Yep, 32 right, okay. Okay, now this activate approach phase will do that as we're downwind the runway, and we're managing our speed ourselves, not this aircraft. Because if we went and clicked that right now, folks, we would slow roughly 145 knots and drag it. Now, you GA guys, hey, that's nothing new. But you're also not at 39,000 feet. So yeah, that's why we wait till I get downwind, see the runway, click it either as I start onto the downwind, or hopefully before I start turning for the runway. Either way, it'll do it automatic if you forget. Okay. And I do want to apologize ahead of time. I know you hear me yawning a bit. It's been one of those... is there nobody up There we go. I was going to say, where is everybody on the map here for Mac Air? I've just had a rough couple of months sleeping. Any prayers would be helpful in trying to get better sleep. So, it is what it is, I know. It just, always tired is kind of sucky. So, any prayers would help. Appreciate it. Let's kind of see what we have lurking about. So, we got about 200 miles or so till top of descent, so, and at about 60 to 80 miles, we'll start plugging in data from Sarasota. So I'm going to kind of sit back here, relax a little bit, might even go grab a quick bite to eat or another cup of coffee. Let Otto do a little bit of the work here. So, enjoy the music, we'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back with you. Oh. All right, looks like we got about 36 wow, miles to go. We're awful high. Minutes to go. All right, we're coming up to Hondo, and then we're lining up for the arrival into there. Alright, just a scattering of thunder showers around us, it looks like. Here, let me get in here and move us to where we can see Sarasota better. And that's the estimated where we will probably start our descent or thereabouts to achieve that 2,000 foot a minute, which will probably potentially be steeper than. Alright, so continuing on, folks. Any questions, comments, anything you want to talk about at all? Talk amongst yourself. The chat room is open. Okay, and for those curious, what's coming up the rest of this week? Already alluded to the Thursday flight. It is a close to 4-hour flying time flight. Atlanta to Phoenix, probably 767-300 Fox freighter with flight factor. And then Friday, we're gonna go back to Guardian and JFK to Miami, 2.3-hour flight in the 727. Looks like we got to rebuild our time there. They had some problems, so we'll get on to that. Then it'll be May, folks. And right now, the only flight I have scheduled for May at the moment, I'm working on it. That'll be something I do tomorrow at work. Monday night, the 2nd of May, Bush League Monday, as Melvin Leroy calls it. We're going to join in and see what one of these GA events are like. We're going to bring in the caravan for it. We're going to come out of Portland up to Hawker 125. Welcome back. We're going to come out of Portland up to Bremerton to Friday Harbor over to Bellingham. About a 200-mile run. So, Hawker 125, you need to really tune up that flute. That was not that great. But anyway, welcome back. Hope things are going well out there. But beyond that, I have not really had time to sit down and start piecing it all together. So, Sketchy Leo, welcome aboard. That sketchy Leo. Oh, did I spell him wrong? I bet you I did. Huh, I don't know. Well, welcome in, sketchy Leo. Hope you enjoy. Sorry to hear Hawker has to head on out. Well, be safe, enjoy. We'll catch you at another time here. All right, folks, we are sitting, what do we call here? We're 159 miles out, so we'll start looking at getting some updated weather here. About 10 minutes down the road, we'll be at top of descent. All right, you can kind of see the smattering of storms down here in the southeast. Typical day down here. We shouldn't be running into any that I know of, as it looks there on Volantis in the Sarasota area. It looks like they're kind of hanging up here around Tyndall Air Force Base, Panama City, kind of south of west, south and east, I'm sorry, of Destin. And Eglin Air Force Base, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Except we're going to be calling it once we're on the ground in Sarasota, so. Let me see if I can't. No, that's actually a good view there. Alright, so we're not far out from heaven. Alright, folks, we'll continue this on. Yeah, even the weather here is showing it pretty decent, folks. So yeah, we got a pretty nice day. We'll get an updated METAR here going. Uh, 280 at 11, 10 miles. Yeah, looks like a clear day there, folks. No mention of clouds, so. Sometimes I just like listening to the music. Sorry, had to go raid some M&Ms. Okay, so it looks like we got a ways to go after heaven to get to the top of descent mark, which is marked by this hockey stick here. We'll keep it at 80 for now. Now, I'm only going by what I've been told with the tolless Airbus aircraft, that they actually do have working predictive wind shear, radars, and so forth. I'll be honest, I don't think Flight Factor has much of that working here. Maybe with the Active Sky caveat, but it is what it is, folks, so we'll just keep trucking on as we are. But yeah, if you're into wanting everything working, I think the tolless aircraft have better working cockpits. Although yesterday I had to do a cross-bleed start to get number 2 fired up. Alright, so we're 14 miles away from entering the star. Let me try something here. Oh, I did not mean to do that, dang it. That way it'll follow it in. At least till Kblv's, we won't be on the per se map itself. We'll be on the approach. We just won't be on the map there. But at least you have that as something to go by, to see where we are in relation to the approach. Really helps when you get into the trying to find airports and all. Alright, so the hockey stick is starting to show up on the 80-mile range. So let's get in here and get the latest weather. Okay, that's gonna have to be it. Come on, sir. Ksrq. Yeah, I got it right. Let's try one more time. Guess it wanted it capitalized. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. All right. Let's come down here, bring up the McDo. Next phase, Q and H we're looking at 3010. You have to type it in 30.10. Temperature there, 27 degrees. Better get a muckluck on, folks. Okay, so wind 280 at 11. And real quick here, let me pull up that 227. Okay. We'll put it in the MDA. We could have put the 200 here, but here's what we're coming up with: 136, 130, or 131 for our landing speed. Approach of 136, so that's about 140. So we're going to look at about a 740, 750 feet a minute descent. 2 minutes, 19 seconds to the missed approach point from ringing. So that's how this chart plays in. Now this is ground speed. This is indicated. So that could be up a little bit for the ground speed to get it up there, you know, to work this out. So just giving us some ballpark information. Okay. And that's all entered. Okay. All of our data is entered. Let's okay, we've got our runway set. 32 star, Tegan 3 arrival, Heaven transition. Transition, okay. Nav frequency, let's take a look at that. Okay, now ILS one more time. Okay, 109.7. Okay, and we have ISRQ, perfect. Front course 319, perfect. So that's all set and ready to go. See, here it's saying we're crossing Heaven. Heaven was back here. So we'll be catching up here soon. All right, nav frequencies are good. Bearing to distance, good. Managed. Got our data. Transition. That didn't change. MDA put in VAP as calculated. Okay, auto brakes will be medium. Okay, we're looking good. So quick. Okay, estimating 3.1, plenty of fuel to make it to Mickey World if need be. Okay, we'll get the altitude bug set. Bring it down to 4,000. And weather tilt 3 up. Okay. Okay, now all we're going to need to do here, folks, making sure everything is set, is basically to initiate the descent, we'll press up or down here on the, basically we're just wanting to press in the altitude, and that'll start us into the managed descent. This aircraft, not like the 737, does not just automatically descend at top of descent. You have to command it. If you would need to command the 730, because 737-800 will descend at the descent point. But if you need to, there's an altitude intervention button right next to the dial you turn for it. That's how you would make it go. All right, we're going to go ahead and intervene now. There it goes. Need the dot. That tells you you're in the managed descent. As does when you look at the FMC descent. So there you go. Down we're coming. All right, looking here at the big picture. No ATC up and none showing here. Okay, so we got Avatar, Tegan, then the rest of the way in. That looks like Tampa Bay right up there, folks. All right, back that off a little. Now, let's take a look at some things here on the nav display. I know a lot of y'all are Boeing nuts, freaks, whatever you want to call it. When you descend, now if you remember on the 737, folks, you'll have a little gauge here telling you where you are on your glide path coming down. Well, that's not here on Airbus. This squiggly line does mean something. This green dot is that line you're used to on your nav display. Now the 737s actually show a glide path indication. It's not, it's just what the computer predicts your descent to be to make that altitude. The green dot is the same thing, and our goal on the green dot is to keep it between this line and this line. You could say between here and here. Either way, you're in and on profile. So we're descending down. There are no altitude restrictions until Ringy, which is 1,800 feet. I'm going to hold us at 4,000 to make sure we slow up. But we're coming down, folks. Everything looks good. We're in a managed descent. If we were open, I'll be honest, I don't know what that would look like on the gauges. I'd have to talk to one of the real-world pilots of the Airbus. I think it just goes blank here. Alright, that's just my guess, folks, and I'm not going to go into an open descent because I really don't want to. Now, I can make it descend more, ease up more by pushing the knob here and going up or down whichever way I want. But right now we're doing about 3,500 feet a minute descent. And we're managing airspeed just fine. The blue dots or green dots a little high, but that's okay. If we need to, we'll kick in some speed brakes. All right, we're going to go ahead, put the seatbelt sign on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain speaking. We've begun our descent into Sarasota. Put your seatbelts on. Please get your tray tables up. Listen to the flight attendants as we prepare for landing in Sarasota. Thank you for flying with Mike. Yeah, I'm to the point, direct. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. Okay, last commercial break underway, folks. Those of you that don't subscribe, well, I'm sorry. You're not hearing me probably. So, but those who have subscribed or gifted a subscription, welcome. Ad-free viewing as we work our way into Sarasota. Okay, we are getting a little fast. Well, speed break time. Try 50%. All right, we're below the numbers. Speed brakes off. Alright, so we are coming down. I don't have any speed or altitude restrictions, folks, to meet coming in here. So yeah, we're right now. I was trying to figure out what that noise was in the house. Sorry. Alright, so I am going to just keep us coming down. I think when we make the turn at Alro, I'll slow us to 280. Or slower if we're at that point. Looks like Mayar will be where we get to 250. I thought I turned that off, but nope, I now remember I didn't. Alright, METAR 1753. Alright, we still got about 10 minutes. Everything's the same, so. Okay. Coming up on 18,000, folks. Yeah, one thing I do miss from Boeing is the fact you can preset your altimeter. Can't do that in the Airbus. Or if you can, I don't know how. Go 18,000.
18,000 feet.
That's what I just said. All right, Alroy's coming up. Mahar is where we'll definitely have to slow up to 250. Just go ahead and set 2,000. Okay, we are closing in, folks. I am going to go ahead, take a look at Volanta one more time. The blue, like this one right here, are Volanta only. The white are VATSIM aircraft. May or may not be on Volanta. Like I said, just a few, it really boggles my mind. We have a major Allegiant hub here, one here, and where is it? I think either here or here for Punta Gorda. Kind of amazing. Okay, we're making the turn. All right, let's get rid of Volanta. Let's get set up for the arrival, shall we? Slowing it down. Alright, we're turning in for Sarasota. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed the ride. If you have, click follow. We'd love to have you come along. Thursday, we head to Phoenix out of Atlanta. Friday, JFK to Miami in the T-Tail 727 Classic. If you click follow, it's free. And you just get an email letting you know where we're headed. Alright, so we're coming up to 12,000. Arm up the lights. By that I mean we'll get the light bends out. 10,000, we turn them on. Okay, let's slow it up to 240. The speed brakes again. Okay, engine ice, we're not worried about. Mode selector, normal dry, ignition, rain. Okay, we're good. Left and right landing lights, let's get those now on. Alright. Constraints are on, LS buttons on. Weather tilt, I think it's 5 units up. 2 more up. Okay, let me get that speed brake retracted. Oh boy, we got what you need. Okay, seatbelt signs, I believe, are on. There's the airport right over there, so I am gonna make sure we're in. Got it. Okay, we'll click approach. Okay, I'm a little... I'm gonna need speed brakes big time to get down.
10,000 feet.
Actually, might go on a hold at 5 though. see how we're doing here in the next 9 miles. Okay, we've got manage speed. We won't be clicking the approach button anytime soon. Okay, there's the airport. Okay, 12 miles. Okay, I think we'll be okay. Sarasota traffic, Mac Air 572 entering a right downwind runway 32. Okay, so 3,500 feet.
$2,000.
2,500.
Same weather. Okay. All right, so here we go. Slowing down to flap speed. All right. Flap speed. Cabin's ready. All right, we'll be making that turn here in a moment, folks. That'll be to a heading. Let's go ahead. From Murdo, we'll be flying 228 for the intercept. All right, folks, welcome aboard. Hope y'all are having a great day. Doing a fine dandy job with the weather department here. Switching over to the ILS chart. Here we go, making that turn. Localizer armed up. As soon as we get indication of a glide slope, we'll punch it in. Flaps 2. Okay, approach. Okay, here we go. Sarasota traffic, Mac Air 572 on the localizer for runway 32, full stop. Okay, 140. Okay, glide slope and local. Okay, we're on localizer. Do I have the runway? I believe I do. Here comes the localizer down. And we'll start our descent here shortly. Welcome aboard, folks. If you like what you see, you want to support the channel, following is free and doesn't cost you anything other than an email letting you know when we go live next. Okay, distance out, we're doing good. Right, gear down. Flaps 3. Brake fan on.
Gear down.
Alright, final approach checks, folks. Okay, ILS nose light flaps, auto brake, brake fan spoilers, landing gear go around, altitude set, which is 3,000. Go flaps 4. Spoilers arm flaps full. Cleared to land. Five miles out. Okay, folks, fully established. We're off the autopilot and hand flying it in. 1,000 feet.
1,000.
That's what I just said.
1,000.
Okay, we're getting a little high. Okay, drifting a little. Nose up a little.
Five hundred.
500.
400.
400.
100 above.
Okay, we're visual.
300.
300.
Pappy or VATSIM or Pappy's red and white. Good.
Minimum. 200.
200.
Landing stable.
100.
100.
Very long landing coming.
50.
50.
40.
40.
30.
30.
Retard.
20.
Retard. 20. 10. 5.
10.
We're in reverse. Okay, bear with me 1 second here, folks. Get off here. Sarasota traffic, Mac Air 572 clear, 32 taxi to the terminal. Okay, speed brakes, we'll disarm. Other radar off. Okay, strobe lights, off. Lights. Okay. Set, strobes off. No, we're not going to worry about the pack. FDs. Okay, we'll go through here. Ding, ka-ding. Ka-ding, ka-ding. Let's get the APU cranking. Flaps open. Let's crank it up. Okay. Oh, we should have gone up one. Alright, we'll go up. Should have, I knew it as soon as I turned there, I should have gone up to the next one. Romeo 3. Dang it. Okay. Head over here, get into the right gate. Take the second gate, which will be B9. Alright folks, welcome into Sarasota. We're just taxiing into the gate area right now. Alright, APU available. Alright, engine 2 master off. APU bleed on. Okay, and let's get number 1 shut down. Okay, flight for... Ooh, boy, that... Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's finish up what we're doing here. 2. Let's get that cockpit door open. Alright, and the seatbelt sign off. All the fuel pumps off. Beacons off. Okay. We're done, folks. Let's go, you know what? I'm not going to worry about that right now. We'll just do that. And let's get rid of the charts for now. And let's see. Wow, 2 more winds again. 310 feet a minute. Wow, good job there, Orb. 242 on the feet per minute by Sim Toolkit. Volanta put us in at 158. I don't know who does what. You know, if it's the second bounce, third bounce, I don't know. No, just kidding. All right, so let's log the flight. Okay, we are done with the PyRep program. And let me double check. Volanta's actually the easiest. Does not appear to be any, well, actually it may not be the easiest. There we go. Alright, doesn't appear to be anyone on. And Coat Cutter, thanks for the follow. We sure appreciate you coming aboard. Thank you for following, and we look forward to seeing you on future streams. You are our 180th 180 follower. Wow. Thank you so much for that, sir. We appreciate you. Welcome aboard. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to reverse here. And let's see. Okay, they're going down to Ocala. And see how this looked from a couple of different views. The big thing is we're just disconnecting from VATSIM. And let me get the flight logged in here on Sim Toolkit so we don't get any disparities. And before we go, let's take a look at Sim Toolkit. One of the neat tools in the Sim Toolkit is the landing reports. Gives us an idea. Yeah, I kind of knew it was a long landing. But it gives you an idea how you did. Alright, and for some reason she just did not want to come down. So there's the threshold point. Now we do have a displace threshold. And then we touch down right at the top end of the landing zone. Landing zone starts here, goes back to the threshold. So technically if you get past these marks, it's a go around. Technically. Non-flight sim world. Oh, I didn't even look at the rest. So we are 2,500 feet down the runway. 5 feet to the right of the center line. That's not too bad. Landed at speed 128, so we're a little slow. And 242 feet a minute, as we just saw. Good job there, Orb. Alright, let's get Sim Toolkit out of the way. Let's rewind this and see how it looked. And for those curious, I know last night, even though I wasn't streaming, some people were wondering if I was ever going to put the landing gear out. Usually, folks, I wait until at least I've got to the glide slope mark and we're coming down the glide slope. If not, depending on altitude and how far out, because some places you're 4,000 feet. by the way the approach is set up. So that's why sometimes it looks like I hold on the landing gear. No need to drag them in down. Although you could forget. We've never done that. Here we go, folks. Yeah, every bit. Use that whole landing zone. Yeah, not too bad. Where does that set us up? Oh, at the end of the runway. That stinks. Yeah, they're going to be high at this point. Let's get up here. All right, let's go back and watch that again. I mean, the approach looks great. I can't complain there, just not wanting to come down. I mean, it looks beautiful landing there, folks. Really nice, really nice. Nice and stable coming in, yet that's what we like to see. Unlike yesterday where we smashed into the runway at 1,200 feet a minute. Not one of my better approaches. Not too bad. Reversers out. Look good. Coming over the canal here in Sarasota. Good, looking good. Let's go back one more time, see if we can get a tower view out of this. That doesn't look too bad. Look at that GA ring, folks. Loaded down for bear over here. Well, folks, I want to thank you for flying with Mike. There we come in. Beautiful landing, as always, from the tower camp, except for yesterday's. That one really did show how bad it sucked. But, you know, we still got the plane into the gate area. Well, folks, let's see if we've got someone out there we can raid. Oh, I think we can head over to Sim Caesar. And looks like some turboprop action, it looks like. So let's head on over there. And I'll enjoy the Sim Caesar program. Always a great, entertaining program. Folks, thanks for flying with Mike. We sure appreciate you. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you again on Thursday as we go from Atlanta to Phoenix. Have fun at Sim Caesar. night.